probably done this before. This grid, also known as a grid or whatever you want to call it, it is a coordinate plane, and you will see, I'll build this up a little bit bigger. Okay, for right now, you lucky children only get one small part of the coordinate plane because there are other parts. A lot of times this is extended this way and this is extended this way and there's all these other sides of the grid. You are only working with this one first part here, which is what we call quadrant number 1. If you know anything about Roman numerals, you know the letter I stands for 1 in our thing here. And you will see this line right here has an X by it. That's because we call that the X axis. And you'll see up here, the letter Y because we call that the Y axis. Ever heard of them before? Maybe, maybe not. By the way, our entire world, if you look at a globe, people have taken the globe and drawn all these little squares on it. You know what those are called? There we go, somebody said it. The lines of latitude and longitude. Okay, that's because if you ever want to tell somebody exactly where you are in the world, you know, if you were out in the middle of the ocean and you were lost at sea, the oceans are pretty big, and you wanted to try to tell somebody where you were at, how would you tell them? You're next to that big wave that went just by. I mean, there's nothing out there but water, and there's no landmarks. So the only way to tell them would be to use latitude lines and longitude lines, because they've taken the Earth and they've drawn all these squares around it. And if you can tell them which of those squares, let's say you're stuck right here, if you can tell them that square, they're going to be able to find you. So that's why it's good to know latitude, longitude, or grids here. We got to fix that squeaky thing. What's up with that? And the way that you tell them or tell somebody where you would be is by what we call an ordered pair, also known as a coordinate. Sometimes when you look at maps, which we don't do very much anymore because we have GPS systems, you know, if you were trying to find a town in a state, you could look it up and find its ordered pair and match that up with it. Which I need my book here. Show you everything that they have up there. And it's called an ordered pair because the order of it matters. Let me show you that. I'll give you an example of an ordered pair. That time of year with squeaky stuff going on. I shall find such a thing as this. Yes. Yeah. So if you have this, let's put one here. If I said put point A at 3, 2. Don't cut your fingers off.
Can I steal it for a few days?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll be quite honest with you.
Can I? Oh, you have. I only had. Can I write that?
Yeah, but we are going to take the best of the best because some of that's goofy.
Okay.
Some of it doesn't make sense. Some of them are good, some of them are
Okay,
bad.
just put the rest of my class on. Are we just doing the over and over?
Well, that's even the verses go that way. Yeah, it's the same tune, I believe. Just that there's the chorus there. But we can do whatever we want. Okay, so take a look here, children. So this is what we call our ordered pair, right here. And it's called an ordered pair because the order it's in matters on it. Okay? The first number given we call our X number, and the second number given is our Y number. And there's a couple different ways to look at this, and you have to kind of use the way that works for you. Okay? The number 3, one way to think about it is like this. Okay? 3 is the X number, so you find the X axis and you find 3 on it. Okay? Here's 3 on the X axis, correct? That means all of this is where x is always 3. Okay? I'm looking for one single point with this ordered pair. The 3 tells me the x number, the 2 tells me the y number, 2 right here on the y-axis is here, and I go across there. The place where the 3 and the 2 meet is the point that this ordered pair stands for. I put letter A there because it is where 3 and 2 meet. Okay? If I was looking for, let's say, point B, and point B was at 5, 1, okay? If you find 5 on the x-axis, that's the first one always given, and 1 on the y-axis, and you find where those two lines cross, that is where point B will be located at. Okay? You could also, if that kind of confuses you, everybody takes a little while for this to get used to. A lot of times people just confuse them and mix them up. You could think of the first number as what we call the over number, and the second number is the up number. So 3, 2 tells you that, and you start at the origin, which I suppose I should tell you what that is. Start at origin. The origin is right here at 0, 0. Write that down, make sure you know that that's the origin. You start at that point and you go 3 over, 2 up. 1, 2, 3 over, 2 up. My picture just moved down. 1, 2, 3 over, 2 up. Or this point here, 5 over, 1 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, 1 up. Or if I had the point 1, 9, that is 1 over, 9 up. Start at the origin, 1 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up. Or 1 on the x-axis where it crosses 9 on the y-axis. That's the point right there. Whatever point. Did I make that a point? What about this? What if I asked you what this point was? What are the coordinates of this point? Let's call it point K. What would be the coordinates of that point? And coordinates, by the way, they must be in parentheses. You have to put in parentheses. What is the coordinate of point K? K would equal, Caleb?
1, 4.
Yeah, 1 over 4 up. 1, 4. Must be in parentheses. Did I say it has to be in parentheses? Must be in parentheses. Other points where people get mixed up with are when the point falls on one of the axes. Like if I put this point here, what is the coordinates of that point? Well, how far over is it? That point is 10 over. How far up is it? 0 up. It doesn't go up at all, it's just 10 over. Or if this point right here, and I asked you to give the coordinates of that point, starting, how far over is it? It's not. It's just up 7. 0, 7. How about this point? Let's say that's point M. What would be the coordinates of point M there? The coordinates of point M. Jacob Hoberding says?
9 and 8.
Yep, it's 9 over and 8 up. Parentheses 9, 8. And I will tell you the one biggest mistake I see people make is they get them mixed up. And they'll put 8, 9. You just have to remember, you're going over first, up second. X first, Y second. We have all sorts of math sort of stuff that deals with that sort of stuff there. We don't have time for transformation. Remind me at some point, write the word transformation down somewhere there. We have to talk transformations, but not today. What I have for you today is